Welcome back, students. So first of all, thank you so much for your love and support. So as I have promised, I will explain the important sessions of INC. So one thing again I want to remind you students, in second video I told that INC was formed by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru. It's happened by mistake. So in third video also I apologize and has given correct information. So once again I am giving INC was formed by A.O. Hume. He was retired British person with C. Rajgopalachari and 78 other members. There is a long history about INC. So later I will tell you whenever I will explain the political parties. So now important sessions. All these sessions are meetings of INC. One thing you have to remember, all these sessions are the meetings of INC. Actually there were total 34 sessions. Yes, how many sessions were there? 34 sessions, and these were the sessions of INC. So the all sessions started from 1885 with the formation of till 1945. Yes, this you have to remember forever. Beyond your syllabus, but it is very important information. So the first session it started with the formation 1885, but in our book in 10th standard we have to start from the first session of 1916. That's why I am explaining with the class 10th only. I am not going to explain 34 because that will take a lot of time. So the first session that was conducted by INC, it was in 1916 and it was Lucknow. And the date is 1916. Listen very sincerely, students. In Lucknow session, the most important thing is there, the Congress party that has two groups, moderate and extremist leader. In this session, the extremist leader were ready to merge with the moderate, were ready to accept the extremist, and extremists were ready to merge with the Britishers against the Britishers. Sorry. So what's happened actually? The moderate want to work with Britishers with some conditions, but extremists don't want. But in this session they were ready, and the important role were played by Annie Besant and Lala Lajpat Rai. They helped the people to come closer. Lala Lajpat Rai, everybody knows that he was from extremist group. So these two personalities help. Even there is another person whose actually death make these possibilities of Firoz Shah Mehta. He was one of the very important leader of moderate group. When he died, then the group of moderate were ready to modify their workings, and then extremist leaders were allowed to work with them. Even the Muslims also. Muslims also come closer. You have to remember what was the basic information about the Lucknow session. It was conducted in 1916, and in this session the moderate and extremist leader come closer. Moderate allowed the extremists to come with them and work with them, and this happened with the efforts of Annie Besant. She were actually Britishers, and Lala Lajpat Rai, the extremist leader. But this became possible after the death of Firoz Shah Mehta, one of the important leader of the moderate group. And another important fact about that, Muslims come closer. Clear, student? This is about the Lucknow session. Now we will move toward the next session. The second session is about the Calcutta session. उस वक्त कैलकाटा ही कहा जाता था, कोलकाता नहीं कहा जाता था, इसलिए हम इसे कैलकाटा ही लिखेंगे, क्योंकि मुंबई को भी बॉम्बे कहा जाता था, तो जो कहा जाता था उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही लिखेंगे हम. तो जो कैलकाटा सेशन है, देखिए आप इन सारी चीजों को ध्यान से सुनिए स्टूडेंट्स. बहुत कम समय में मैं ज्यादा कवर करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, लेकिन आपका सुनना बहुत जरूरी है. तो जो कैलकाटा सेशन है वो 4 सितंबर 1920 को कंडक्ट हुआ था. एंड एक्चुअली इन दिस सेशन Gandhi ji promised that if we will work with the non-cooperation movement, then we will gain success within 1 year. Actually, basic agenda क्या था? Work with non cooperation, then we will achieve success within 1 year. Clear na? But this was not happen. People accepted forcefully, but this was not happen. Means people had a faith, क्योंकि गांधी जी were a very important figure over there. तो हर किसी ने गांधी जी पे भरोसा किया, but due to some conditions, means the violence, गांधी जी had to call off the movement. That's why this session were also a just not the successful session. In 1920, in the another month, there was another session. Third one, and that is about, listen very sincerely student, don't confuse yourself with the date. Clear na? So the next one is their Nagpur session. Nagpur session. Yes student, first of all we need to understand the Nagpur session very sincerely. The Nagpur session was conducted in December 1920. So this was a very successful session of INC. Why? Because the boycott was introduced. Here what's happened, all the people started giving, boycotting the government services, jobs, even the titles, like Rabindranath Tagore also surrendered his title, and all these students, all these lawyers, every person who is working directly and indirectly in government running institutions, everybody have boycotted. They have done the bonfires of the foreign goods. So that was basic successful movement of the Gandhiji, the Nagpur session. Always remember. Now I am not going to explain and exceed it further, because the basic thing is boycott was accepted and people have boycotted the foreign goods material. Even they surrendered the government titles too. An important figure is there, Rabindranath Tagore. Now we will move toward the another session. So the another session is yes student. After Nagpur session, the another is the Madras. Yes. 1927. Remember it. In Madras session in 1927, all these people with the leadership of Maulana Abul Kalam, actually they declared Purna Swaraj. Okay, but in this session as a president was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, but this was a not very successful session. Why? Because in 1927 Gandhiji were not with these communities, because he said that after complete planning only we can plan for the complete Swaraj, and that's why this session also failed. But just after there was a Lahore session. In 1929. So in Lahore session students, this time Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the president. Who was the president? P.T. Nehru, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and this was very successful session because this time Muslim League and Hindus worked together for complete independence. As you know that on 26 Jan 1930 it was celebrated as Independence Day, just after the Lahore session. But there was one failure also. After Lahore session, the Muslim League were separated because Muhammad Ali Jinnah demanded for the separate nation. So students, that's all about the sessions. You have to go through it because there is only minor things that can be asked in your examination. That's why I have not elaborated. So one thing, total how many sessions are there? 34, starting from 1885 to 1945. The first session was in 1916. It started with the Lucknow session, and it is going to be in our school syllabus, whatever we are having in 10th standard, that is going to be started with the 1916, and that is going to be completed with the 1929 Lahore session with the demand of the Purna Swaraj. So that's it students about the sessions, and as per your demand I will send the PDF of maps, because in the maps some student told me that maps are not very clear. So I will send the PDF. You can download from the link of description box, and that will I give tomorrow. So students, all the best for your examinations, and I hope I have given you such a help. So thank you students, and thanks a lot.